arcade gamers, and welcome back to Biggie D's Arcade. Gonna do a video today on the Killer Instinct Pro series. I think I was wrong about this cabinet. I've done previous videos on why I thought it was a good cabinet and why I actually thought maybe it'd be worth $1,000. And I've since started to realize here over the last couple weeks that I was off on that. Many others out there who reviewed this cabinet that liked it are starting to notice some things that they do not like. And I wanted to make sure I updated everyone on my channel about what I've been seeing and my feeling on, what's wrong and how they can improve it. So let's go ahead and start. And this is the Killer Instinct Pro series. So this is the only cabinet that Arcade1up has done in the Pro series, which is Killer Instinct. And it was released here just at the beginning of this year. And, there were many reviews out there early on where people had liked it and they thought that they did very well. There were also some people out there that early on did not like it, that pretty much put their foot down from the very beginning and said things were wrong with it. And they were saying it was not acceptable and not worth the money. I kind of balanced those reviews out and I kind of formed my own opinion, and I had felt that it was worth the money. I actually put it at number 2 on my list of best cabinets for 2022. And I've started to kind of change my mind on that. And I want to backtrack on opinions I've given on it and give someone out there that's considering buying this cabinet a more realistic idea of what they're getting into and what they would be spending $1,000 on. And I'm going to start at the top and work my way down. And I'm going to start with the Marquee. So the Marquee looks good. From what I've seen, it does have some issues with the blacks not being solid as dark as people had wanted, but it is acceptable. It's about a 7 out of 10 on the scale of how good it looks. So I don't see anyone out there wanting to replace it or unhappy with it, but they do mention it as a area that Arcade1up could improve and make look a little better, but it's not bad. Next is the Yamaha speakers. So they're advertising these as a high quality upgrade over what we've had before. And early on we saw the amplifier and everything looked good, and we thought that these were going to be an upgrade and a significant change in the quality of sound that we were getting on previous cabinets. However, over the last couple of weeks, we've seen that that's not necessarily true, that these speakers are about the same as far as sound quality as previous cabinets like Street Fighter Yoga Flame or Mortal Kombat 30th. So cabinets that don't even have Yamaha speakers are sounding just as good as these. And that's a problem. That means that something has been done wrong. It's not the speaker's fault. There's probably something with the way they're amplifying the speaker or the way they're configuring these games and the audio in these games to cause an issue like that. So they probably need to work with Yamaha directly to figure those issues out. Maybe they can do it through updates, or maybe it would require an entirely new cabinet or maybe some new components within the cabinet to fix those issues. But the company said they are looking into it, that they are receiving a number of complaints about the speakers and looking for ways that they can improve it currently. So hopefully they've got something in the works for these customers that have already purchased the cabinet to fix those issues with the speakers. But if they're unable to, or if it takes a long time, I just want to make everyone aware that would potentially purchase this, that's what you would be getting into, is some significant audio issues and not any, and even on the ones that work, they're not an improvement on what we've heard or we're hearing on previous cabinets. So that's, even though they're advertising as an upgrade, a Yamaha speaker, don't look at these right now as if they are anything different or anything better than what we're already getting. Also, it has a 19-inch IPS screen. So they've used 19-inch screens on the XL Arcade1up cabinets. However, those were TN monitors. They were washed out from certain angles. This is an IPS screen. So this is the first time they've used a 19-inch IPS, and it looks good. I mean, there's not been any complaints. It's by far, I could say, the best screen or monitor that Arcade1up has released. So if that's important to you, this would be the cabinet to get. It does have HAP Ultimate joystick. So this was another supposed upgrade from the previous controls. And the buttons are just okay. They are an upgrade, but the joysticks are not. The joysticks actually have been a big problem. Even though they are HAP Ultimates, which you would see that name, you would think a better joystick. They don't work well with this particular game. So there are experts and hardcore Killer Instinct out there that know these moves inside and out, and they're not able to pull off certain moves or combos in Killer Instinct. So they're having to upgrade their joysticks immediately just to be able to play the game, and that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable for any cabinet, let alone a Pro Series at this price tag of $1,000. So that is probably the worst part of getting this cabinet, is you're potentially or more likely going to have to upgrade those joysticks. And then also within this game deck area, it is larger. So that is a positive. This is the first time that they've used this large of a game deck on a two-player cabinet like this. And the design is great. All positives. People are happy with that. So if you're looking for a larger game deck for your wrists or your hands, or just more room for two people to play a fighting game, this would be the cabinet to get. So no complaints about the design of the cabinet. That looks and plays and has been done very well. Also the pressable coin slots. So there's an area where it has a molded coin door. These are now lit on the Pro cabinet, so we're getting that directly from the factory. So your coin slot is lit up, and it's bright, and you can see it. It looks more realistic. And then also for the first time on the Pro Series, you're going to be able to press that coin slot button, and that's another start button. So you have two additional ways to start the game by pressing those coin slots, and that's a great feature. Everyone's really happy with that. And then also a riser-less design. This is something that the customers have been asking for some time. We've been getting it in XL cabinets. Now we're getting it in the Pro Series. So they're continuing with that riser-less design, which is positive. Everyone's happy with that. So no complaints with that. So they've done things very well, but they've also done things not so well, and they've made mistakes. So is it worth $1,000? That's the question. Evidently, people are happy with the cabinet. People are happy with the game and certain things about this Arcade Pro Series. But there's been, corners cut, and things weren't tested thoroughly and inspected before they left the factory. And that's going to cost the company money. That's why we still see that the Killer Instinct Pro Series is still available. They only made 500 units. They charged $999.99, $1,000, and they still have them available. They can't sell them. And why is that? Well, that's because they didn't do those things correctly. So there's going to need to be changes made in order for customers to want to move forward and purchase this cabinet. So I wanted to give everyone out there that's potentially looking at this an alternative, a way that you can get this experience, but for a lot less money. And this may be one way to go, and that's to get the 3/4 scale. It's the same games lineup, the same ROMs, the same online experience, just in a smaller form. And right now at RC Willey today, it was $299.99, so $300, less than 1/3 of the cost of the Pro Series for close to the same experience. Now, RC Willey isn't close to most people unless you're in Utah. So you may want to go to Best Buy. They're charging $700 for the same exact cabinet. But if you click on this little person here in the lower right-hand corner and you let them know RC Willey's selling it for $300, Best Buy will sell it to you for that same amount with free shipping or the ability to pick it up at your local store. So right here, you have a pickup option, and it'll likely be in stock within about a week, where you can just go pick it up. You don't have to have it delivered. So it gives you more options. Also, what I'd like about Best Buy is if you have any issues with it and you would need to return it, Best Buy has a good return policy. So you would be able to do that. And then I want to close out the video with improvements and things that Killer Instinct and Arcade1up needs to do with this Pro Series cabinet on any future ones that they make. So if they're going to decide to make more Killer Instinct Pro Series, or they're going to make any other Arcade1up Pro Series for that matter, they need to follow these 4 things. These are just simple things that they can change that would make that Pro Series successful and make it to where they could sell it out and there wouldn't be any left to purchase. And that would be to change the HAP Ultimate joystick to the HAP Competition. So that would be an easy upgrade. Just go with 1 step above the Ultimate to the Competition, and it has been said that that will improve this ability to pull off moves and combos in the game. Or they could go with the IL Euro joystick, which is an improvement upon the HAP Competition. So they could go with either or, and that would fix that issue. They could also, number 2, fully test and make sure that these Yamaha speakers are more reliable. So they would need to do testing at the factory before it is shipped to make sure that every unit that's leaving that factory, these speakers are working and they're working up to the quality that the customer expects, to make sure there is no hissing sounds or problems with the audio. That could come down to software or some type of update or firmware update within the game may improve that. So they need to figure that out, test it, and make sure it's more reliable. They can stick with the Yamaha speaker. They just need to figure out what is causing that upgraded speaker to not sound better or not be as reliable. Number 3, they need to sell to retailers. So Best Buy or Walmart or other retailers, just doing the direct-to-consumer does not allow the customer to return the unit if they have issues. Getting it into retailers would allow customers that ability and give more people the confidence knowing that when they're spending this amount of money, they have that option. And then number 4 is drop the price. Bring it down $200 to $799. You could do that by getting rid of the fatigue mat, getting rid of the stool, or getting rid of the tin sign. Those little simple things could get that price tag down to $799, and they have to do that for customers to be willing to spend that and buy this cabinet. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you have any comments on things that you've noticed that Arcade1up could still improve, put that down in the comments. Let us know. And then if anyone has any questions, put those down there. I'll make sure to respond. And I appreciate everyone out there who likes and has subscribed to my channel. And I will see everyone out there in the next video. Bye-bye.